Hello and welcome to Wraggy's Tap Room for basically part of my 5th birthday of the Wraggy's YouTube channel celebration. You know, a beer review channel that was born because basically I seen somebody doing beer reviews on TV and thought I can talk about beers, yeah, in a slightly more fruitier way than that, to be fair. And over the 5 years, with nearing 4,000 subscribers on YouTube and across different social media, many thousands more. Over 1.5 million views for the channel, a hell of a lot of beers reviewed. And it was never about going viral, although, one day maybe. But it was always about beer, social, because when we go to a pub, we enjoy a beer. We talk. We talk about our lives. We talk about our problems, and we chat to people. And beer is this great thing that we sit in a pub, we chat. Chatting is an incredible thing, because chatting to people takes a lot of pain away. Sometimes in your own head you're fighting a war, and by chatting you realize that maybe there's not so much going off than you realize, and maybe you get the answer. And this is the great thing about the world of beer, the world of pubs and beyond, is that there are many amazing people who you will talk to, and there's an inspiration moment that they will give you, and it's like, wow, why was I worried? Why not just embrace, see what the challenges are? There are always going to be difficult challenges, but that, to confront them as best we can, to deal with them as best we can, and to learn that there's another day. Yeah, for every bad day, there's always a good day somewhere along the line. Not every day is a bad day. So with that in mind, I've picked out a brewery that I've reviewed their beers over the years, all the way back to 2012 when I worked at Sainsbury's. I had 5 years out of gardening, went into Sainsbury's, loved it. And Batemans Mocha won 2012 Great British Beer Hunt. I'm sure it was that. Don't hate me if I'm wrong. And I've liked their beers over the years. And recently, what I like about Batemans is they have a fantastic history. 149 years they've been going, proudly independent. That means a lot to me. I am proudly independent. I'll stand for myself. I'm not always right, slightly controversial at times. We're always going to be that. If you've got an opinion, you're always going to be. There's always a moment where you're going to upset somebody or be slightly controversial. But the ethos with me, and the same as I see with them, their ethos is to deliver great beer. Lots of pubs, 69 pubs if memory serves me correctly. They've got a holiday village and the community things they do, and that's what I love. I love proper community. A lot of breweries say community, they don't do community. It's all a bit, oh, we do this, we do that. But no, from what I've seen and read, I absolutely love what Batemans do. So moving on, 4 minutes in, need to get cracking. So today I've gone to Morrison's and picked up Victory Ale. Well, the wife did, and because I want you to join me in at some stage on this. Triple XB, I got it from Tesco's on a 4 for £6.50 deal. £2.50 a bottle, or 4 for £6.50. And then Skull and Hammers, which is from Salem Brew Company, but we know them as Batemans Brewery rather. So I'm going to pour a bit of each out, talk about a bit of each, and then we're going to do a battle. The Battle of Batemans Brewery. Nobody else has done it, as far as I know anyway. And I guess beer reviews. Oh yeah, always the well. I hope I'm some sort of innovator. So we'll pull out the Skull and Hammers first. Skull and Hammers are American IPA, what you would class as like their craft beer. This is the thing. Craft beer is very different in cans and bottles. I've tasted beer, the same beer, in cans and bottles, and cask and keg, and it's slightly different all the way, and it happens across the board. So Even though in a bottle it may look traditional, it's not always the case. Something to note. So Skull and Hammers, American IPA, 5.5%. I've got 3 beers to drink on this review. It's a good review, mind you. Lengthwise, at least. Oh, look at that. Crystal clear. Looks golden to me in this light. With a slightly 5 mils of Whitehead poured in a Bang the Elephant glass. Bang the Elephant, an amazing craft beer brewery. If I was reaching out to Batemans Brewery, tap them guys up. You and them would make an amazing collab. And if there's a beer reviewer around that day, yeah, give them a nod. But anyway, yeah, look at that. So we'll put that there. I'll talk about the beer, because if you've never watched this, or you've never had this, then it's a good time to introduce the beer as well. So, as 4th generation craft brewers, our adventurous streak at Salem Bridge Brewery is what keeps us thirsty for more. Being one of the first breweries in the UK to focus on small batch production, we're now driving our beer evolution through Salem Brew Company. This pale hoppy small batch American IPA is brewed and lay topped with American hops to produce an aromatic nose, citrus taste and piney finish. SalemBrewCo.com, otherwise known as Batemans Brewery. Yeah, I mean, obviously they've gone down the crafty route for this. I understand why. It's to differentiate itself. I am hoping, and there's another thing, Wraggy's Beer Reviews and the Happy Drinkers, which consists of my wife and Angela and Andy, our friend Lisa, she's not coming, but we are all travelling on the 27th of August 2023 over to Lincoln to sample some of the great, there's 3 that we know, Bateman's pubs there. So we've had to switch it to the Sunday because we didn't realise the football was on a Saturday. So hence why we're going to the Sunday. I will put that on the channel. If anybody's in Lincoln and wants to come for a chat, please come for a chat. We'll drink beer. May do reviews, and I may put you on the reviews because, hey, community. We drink beer together. That's the way of the world. So this is the way. Where did I get that from? There's a film I got that from. Yeah, this is the way. Mandalorian. So yeah, these are beer reviews. But with humour, with fun, with a sense of something different. Not trying to be something that pouring beers down the sink. I don't agree with that. At all. But being fun, that's life, isn't it? We need a bit of laugh. If you don't have laugh in life, what's life about? Need to laugh. Laughing. Music and laughter is so invigorating. I find that myself. So there's a citrus nose on this. It's a beautiful tasting beer nonetheless. It's going to be a longer review. While we're talking Batemans Brewery, just recently they've done a collab with Blue Monkey Brewery. I love Blue Monkey Brewery. Very kind to me recently. A brewery that's been in my heart, and they were at the Great British Beer Hunt back in 2012. If anybody from Blue Monkey watches, was it 99 Red Baboons? The brown ale type beer. That was there, along with Castle Rock Screech Ale, which I'll get onto later. And it's amazing that these 3 breweries, 2 from Nottingham, Nottingham, Giltbrook, Nottingham, and Lincolnshire, were in that. And obviously over the years, I know all the breweries in a different way, in a different fashion, quite well. But yeah. Now, obviously, this battle, it's all about me and my taste buds rather than which is, you're going to say, which is the best. I'll give you my reasons, and you can buy the same beers, crack them open one night with friends or on your own, and and sample them and make your own decision. Oh. And I think I was one of the first people in the UK to review this beer. I remember when it came out. I didn't at the time realise it was Batemans. But I remember when it came out, I reviewed it, and I'm sure I was the first person in the UK to review it. So for what that means, obviously, it doesn't mean a lot. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't mean a lot, but it means something to me at least. So we'll put that one back over there. We're at the Triple XB. So, classic pale ale with a moorish flavour. It's 4.8%, Batemans Brewery, obviously. So I'll read on the back, just in case you've never heard of this beer and you're following this extended beer review for a while. Here we go. So our story is one of enterprise and innovation, always looking forward whilst remaining true to our family roots. After 4 generations, Batemans is still fiercely independent. I love that. Honesty. In a world where so many people are dishonest, is a fantastic thing. To be honest, it's a powerful tool. Powerful. Creativity. To brew new beers. Yeah, to go further than anyone else, I'm getting Star Trek vibes, sorry. And gritty determination, yes. Things will never always go right in this world. We must persevere and endeavour to, to get them to see what is the way. I see things in the world of beer, and I know it's the way forward. And there are ways forward in beer. Micropubs are an amazing tool, and in the hands of the right person, one day I'll have my own micropub, and I'll show them the industry, the way forward. Maybe smaller casks of beer and a massive range, but we'll talk about that later. Gritty determination fuel our passion for our beers. With 3 malt and 3 hop varieties, Triple XB is bursting with aroma and flavour. The delicate aroma of biscuit and fruit unleashes a distinctive peppery fruit flavour, which is followed by earthy hops and a dry maltiness. The perfect first quencher and thoroughly delicious too. I can't wait to get my bloody hands on this. I do apologise, I'll try not to swear. On cask. Never had any of the Batemans on cask, unfortunately. And literally, I realised that Castle Rock Brewery pub, Bread and Bitter, Mapley Top, literally a mile away, actually has XB on cask. But I'll wait till I get to Lincoln, because that's the home of, Lincolnshire's the home of Batemans Brewery. I want to go there in a Batemans Brewery pub and have it at its premium, because in the right pub, you'll get a beer at its absolute best. I know that, the breweries know that, because in their own pubs, they make sure that the beer is perfect, or as perfect as it can be, obviously. So here we go. So obviously in the Castle Rock Brewery glass, obviously at the same time that Mocha, the porter, was at the Great British Beer Hunt, Castle Rock's Screech Owl was. And I really, being a fan of Castle Rock back then, I really tried to bump up the locals, as you would. I'm Nottingham born, Nottingham bred, but support my local beer industry. And this channel, you wouldn't know that anyway, through the 5 years of Wraggy's beer reviews, you'll notice there's a hell of a lot of local beer reviews. Something I do, simple as that. So as we can see, it's what you would call colours. Colours are strange, aren't they? You could call it dark golden. You could call it like an amber colour. I'll leave the colours up to you because I get fed up of it. I do. It's very hard looking at a colour and thinking, what's that colour? It's difficult. And in different lights, it changes. Yeah. Where the light is different, it changes. As you get closer to the light camera, yeah, it changes. It's weird. So whereas XB, memory serves me right, as like a best bitter, this is a notch up from that. So I like this. I like the thinking that they're doing. Different styles. That's where you've got to go with beers. Obviously, I've not seen all. I have looked at the Batemans Brewery website, which I'm gonna do because I'm a nosy sod, and I have read up of all the history. God, it took some reading, and it was really informative though. It really was. If you'd like to go to Batemans Brewery website, look at the history, all the way up to Stuart, who's the the man now, and Jacqueline as well, and obviously the great people who work for them as well, because nobody there's a figurehead for everything, but there's a lot of people lower down that are just as important in any business. Every single person, from somebody who's cleaning up after the end of the day, from the person to the boss, to the owner, every single person along that line is as important, because everyone feeds into that process. And it's for me, this is a thing where companies fail when they don't recognise that every single person is important. Funnily enough, at Cockliffe, we've got a site manager, Jo, and she iterated those words to me, and she made me smile, and she gave me the respect that I like to see. I am a gardener in real life. I'm a gardener who strives to do the very best, to go above and beyond anything what money means. Money means nothing to me, never has done. Be nice to have some, but in the grand scheme of things, but it means nothing. And the way and that's what she said. Every single person is as important as the other person. You should never look down on anyone. Everyone is part of a puzzle. That puzzle is to be the firm, and hopefully firms treat their staff accordingly, with wages and all that. But we are all important. We're all part of a family working together to give the best. And it's something that companies, a lot of companies don't get it. And if you get it, that's when you'll get staff who work above and beyond on the lowest of wages, going up. Everyone strives to do the very best. And yes, I'm rattling. I do apologise. This is a Wraggy beer review. It ain't no other beer reviewer. We are quite unique in this side of the world. Anyway. It's like an upgraded best bitter for me. Lovely maltiness, but it's like a posher best bitter, if that's a word, So that's Triple XB. We'll put that back on the shelf. We'll put that glass down there. And now Victory Ale. And here's a beer that I remember the frontage being slightly different. It's a 6%, so I do apologise if I start getting a bit wibbly wobbly later on. This is going to be, I reckon, about 40 minutes. So packed with powerful hops and fruit flavours, 6%, Batemans, and it's got a bit of history. And because of the history, let's learn about history. At school, history I wasn't bothered. Geography, I wasn't bothered. As I get older, history means so much more. This, trying to get your knowledge, to burst your knowledge open, is so incredible. So it's amazing, isn't it? If I could talk to anybody who was a teenager and says, "Oh, history's boring," no. History learns us lessons, and there's a lot of people these days in the world of media who need to look back at history and not jump on a bandwagon, but learn from history. Anyway, so I'll skip the normal Batemans thing and I'll go on it. One of our most popular beers, Victory Ale, is brewed with pale and crystal malts and hopped with English Golding and American Liberty varieties. Don't often see Liberty. A distinctive peppery hop and a bitter orange aroma is followed by big hops, and fruit flavours with a lingering hop bitterness. So, obviously I've done a little bit, what I'm doing is a little bit of each of the beers and try not to get too steaming along the way. It's the world of beer, There's a chance that you're going to get a little bit abbreviated. It is what it is. So, this is from Magpie Brewery, Nottingham Brewery. And again, if I'm speaking to Batemans, the recent collab with Blue Monkey is amazing. And collabs with the likes of Bang the Elephant that I mentioned, that will give you a crafty image. Magpie Brewery now took over by two new guys who came in from homebrewing into the world of commercial beer, which is it's some task, and Magpie and Batemans and Magpie together, and also Castle Rock together on an adventure would be amazing. And like I said, I'd love to cover the collabs, certainly for the channel, but as just as a fan of the beer world. So as we can see, slightly darker amber pour, not overly far away from Triple XB, obviously stronger. So with a white head, and the fruity aroma certainly kicks in straight away, really kicks in quite quickly. Oh yeah, biscuity malt. Not getting the pepper. So I'm not getting the pepper, and the pepperiness just floated in. Right. There's people from Batemans who are watching this and thinking, God, don't he waffle? To apologise. Not just for me, but for the wider beer world. I always like to go on a bit, maybe introduce tangents. A Wraggy tangent is literally something that is certainly well known. And in the early days of the channel, there's a lot of tangents, and some that, I probably won't repeat again, because there's certain roads that, as the channel gets bigger, one must avoid. And maybe not, because I don't lie. Everything I've seen, I've witnessed, or so in that respect. But yeah, certainly feeling the ABV on this one. Yeah, the ABV certainly coming to the forefront. Beautiful beers though. I'm salivating to try these beers over at the Batemans Brewery pubs in Lincoln on August the 27th. Hoping to get beers that are seasonal beers if they're on offer, if they're there. I'm going to review them. I'm not going to do 1 minute reviews. I'm going to do 4 or 5 minute reviews, drag anybody who's there in the reviews. I don't care who's there. You know, once I get past my initial anxiety, then yeah, everyone's game. You know, and if people are there drinking the same beer and they want to join in, it's going to be a community beer review. You know, I love it. I love dragging people into beer reviews, especially if they don't notice. But there you go. So they're the beers. So I'm going to pour them out, just so we know which is which. Here's the tough bit, because I haven't got a massive amount of room. So yeah, I can just get those on there. And the skull and hammers, I do apologise, the skull and hammers will have to sit in the background. Yeah, there we go. And being a craft beer, it's in a craft beer glass, so it kind of fits in, doesn't it? So we're going to look at the colour. All three beers are crystal clear. That we know. You know, that's the way the brewery operates. You know, some breweries like to go for the hazy look. Some breweries like their crystal clear look. It is what it is. You know, it's all dependent on the brewery in question. Looks wise, there's nothing in between them. They all look crystal clear. They've all got a tinge of a head on them, a little bit of carbonation flowing in all. So on looks, it's an absolute dead eat. You know, there's nothing you can do about that. You know, it is what it is. On aroma. Now, the thing to note is, for this review, and Wraggy's 5th birthday, 2018, I started doing reviews. Only as a hobby. Only as an excuse to come down to this beer room, aka shed, 16 by 10 shed, 16 foot by 10 foot shed, with half of the room for the beers, for the beer, you know, for home brewing and beer reviews, with lights up here and a beer wall that I put in not long after. My ethos is to promote good beer, to support the beer industry. I'm a gardener, and yeah, you know, if I'm being honest, would I love to do this full time, like the likes of Real Ale Craft Beer does? Yes, I would. Yeah, I would be a different beast than him, but not slagging him off, because he's the one, you know. And our Simon, you know, we've all got personalities, and you know, we all have to look at ourselves and our personalities. I've got a personality, and there's both a decent side, and maybe there's sometimes a not so. And we all look after ourselves on that. We are what we are. You know, we can't change ourselves. But without any shadow of a doubt, I have to thank Real Ale Craft Beer for the one person who got me into beer reviewing. You know, without him being on Central News that night, and you know, some little bloke from Wales doing beer reviews, and I'm like, hey, I can talk about beers. There was a slightly fruitier version, like I said. So yeah, let's go on. Here we go then. Aroma. Let's go for the aroma on the beers. They've all been poured at the same time, so they've got the same aroma. And what's that? Bugger, dinner's out. So I've got about 5 minutes. Yeah, fruity. So on the Victory Ale, fruity. On the XP. Victory Ale wins it at the moment. Smell the hoppiness in this. It's quite different to the other two. Much more modern on the aroma than the other two. Fruity, more like an upgraded best bitter. And on this is purely what I'm getting. So you'll have to, I apologise. It's just what I'm getting. Yeah, there's a dankness on this. There's a dankness that I did not smell earlier. Wow, that's interesting. It's interesting now how air gets to the beer. Right, on aroma only, for me, the interesting thing was Victory Ale was the aroma winner for me. What surprised me was the dankness that came from that. That really surprised me. Hello? Yeah, I'll be there in a few minutes, yeah? Right, back. That's the wife. Dinner's ready. Get it. So, not be as long as I intended. So, aroma, Victory wins. Skull and Hammers wins also because of that taste wise. Here we go. All three of them. Taste. I need to knock one out. That may sound wrong. So, for any adults in the room, please do not go any further with that comment. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a way of saying something, and I think I slipped up there. Mm. I've got to be honest, Triple XB, there's not much in between them at all. Absolutely not much in between them. But for me, Triple XB rather, falls just short of these two. So you've got traditional versus craft, or tradition, modern traditional rather. Traditional versus modern traditional. Triple XB, and by an absolute whiskers air, just falls slightly short rather. Oh dear. So I'm going to take that one out of the equation. Although I'm drinking it later. Job's a good one. So Victory Ale versus Skull and Hammers. And again, it's all about what you like. I'll pour a bit out of each just to freshen up the bottle, or the glass rather. There we go. So 1 versus 1. It's quite good doing a brewery battle, because I'm not offending anyone. Well, hopefully not. And it's 2 beers, same brewery. Let's go. So here's where I put them together. Obviously different beasts. 6% versus 5.5. Not much. The ABV's not been the thing, and it's never been the thing on the Wraggy Beer reviews. It's always about aroma, flavour. That dankness from that, you can really smell it. Fruitiness from this. Right, here we go. So, Wraggy's beer reviews. Oh my gosh. Like I say, this is one of those things where do it with friends, because on your own, oh, it hits you. So, in third place out of the Batemans beers is Triple XB. By no means, do not take that any down. It's a fantastic beer. But for my Wraggy beer reviews, it came in third. In second place, and by a whisker, Skull and Hammers. Ho, ho, ho. Absolutely amazing. That dampness on the aroma. Never got that before. Really got it this time. Really interesting when you do beer versus beer. And the winner for me. And if anybody else tries this, please, please comment. Do it with friends. You know, do both the sniffing, the aroma, the taste. Get a crowd of you round a table, shot glasses of each, and tell me which one. You know, it's amazing to see what we all like or what we don't like. But Victory Ale is the winner. Wow. Absolutely stunned. Not just the ABV thing, but it's the taste, the aroma. It just won in the end. Only by a whisker. It's a very slim margin between all three, but wow. And that's it for this beer battle. 5th birthday beer battle. I'm going to the pubs in literally a week's time. I can't wait. Thank you for watching. See you soon.